Why are you even in this house? You're like a parasite, living off of us. As soon as I said those words, my mother-in-law reacted without hesitation. She began throwing my things out of the window. I was shocked and tried to stop her. What did you say? Don't talk back to me, she shouted. Can you please pick my stuff up? I asked, trying to stay calm. Instead of answering, she picked up a kitchen knife and held it to my throat. I froze, too scared to move. Get out, she said coldly, or this won't be a game anymore. I understand, I'll leave right away, I said quietly. She gave me a week to leave the house. I nodded respectfully, but inside, I was hiding a small smile. She didn't know that I was actually the one paying the bills and keeping the house running. Even though I had suffered under her roof, I wasn't scared anymore. She thought she had one, but she had no idea what was coming. I'll give you a week, she repeated. You better be gone by then. Thank you, I replied, acting serious, though I was trying hard not to laugh. I thought leaving would bring peace to the house. I moved into a high-rise apartment without telling her much. One day, she would learn the truth, but by then, it would be too late. My name is Valerie Reynolds. I've been working from home for years, using the skills I built before marriage. I married Justin 5 years ago. I hoped for a quiet and happy life together, but things changed when Justin had a serious accident at his construction job. He lost most of the use of his dominant hand. I was heartbroken but thankful he survived. I cried in the hospital room as I sat by his side. Then my mother-in-law walked in, completely ignoring me. She went straight to Justin and said he should move in with her. I was shocked. She noticed my reaction and said coldly, "What, do you have a problem with that?" "No, it's just a bit sudden," I said. "With my son like this, I can't leave everything to you," she snapped. I stayed silent, trying not to argue. Justin stepped in to defend me. "Valerie's been doing so much for us. I trust her," he said. My mother-in-law frowned but didn't argue further. "Anyway, come to the house once you're discharged," she said. "Of course, you too, Valerie." I could already guess what it would be like living with her. "By the way," she added, "I'm leaving all the moving arrangements to you." "That's a bit much," Justin said. "Mom, help her out, it's too much for one person." But she pretended not to hear him. "I have my own things to do," she said with a smirk, making sure I saw it. And that's how we ended up living with her. When Justin was finally released from the hospital, I was still busy moving everything. I asked his mom to pick him up instead. Later that day, she came to me angrily. "Still not done? It's Justin's discharge day, and you didn't even go get him." "But you see, Justin," she cut me off. Justin frowned and said, "Just like I said, right? She only thinks about herself." It was clear, she wanted to make me look bad. I looked at Justin, hoping he'd see the truth. Thankfully, he gave me a soft, understanding look. "Mom, stop it, this is just embarrassing," he said. "I'm doing this for your sake," she replied. "No one asked you to," he muttered. She followed him around, still talking. When she noticed I was watching, she glared at me, but I wasn't afraid anymore. Later that night, I said to Justin, "You can just rest at home for now." "I can't, I don't want to be a burden to you," he replied. "You just got out of the hospital." "Still, I want to do something." He was determined, so I supported him. "Start slow, maybe do some light cleaning, it could help your recovery." "Good idea, I don't know if I'll fully heal, but I want to try. Just one thing, don't get mad if I mess up." "Don't overdo it," I said with a smile. He laughed. "I'd be scared to make you mad." He tried to act like everything was fine, just so I wouldn't worry. That made me want to work even harder. But I had forgotten one important thing, his mother was still around. "Valerie, why is Justin cleaning? Did you make him do it?" she accused me the next day. "No, he wanted to help." "You're always in your room doing nothing. Your husband is hurt and you just play around." "I work remotely, that's why I'm home all day." "Humph, I'm tired of hearing that excuse." "It's not an excuse," I said. Suddenly, she picked up a trash can and threw it at me. The trash spilled all over the floor, though the can didn't hit me. I didn't have the energy to argue anymore. She never listened. "Clean it up yourself," she said. As I quietly began picking it up, Justin walked in. "What happened?" "Oh, just a small mess," I said. trying to smile. But Justin looked concerned. Did Mom do something? Well, tell me the truth. He looked so serious that I told him everything. I'll talk to her, he said firmly. You don't have to. No, this isn't okay. I was grateful, but also afraid of what would happen next. I stared at the ceiling, wondering what to do. That night, I heard them arguing. I thought Valerie was just lazy. She works hard, even harder than I do sometimes, Justin said. Then why was she making you clean? She didn't. I wanted to help. You just got home from the hospital. I know my body best. His firm voice left her speechless. The next day, he went to rehab. I was left alone with her. While I was working, she knocked on my door. Can we talk? Can you wait 15 minutes? I'm finishing up. No, now. I followed her to the living room. A woman I didn't know was sitting there. Who is this? Sit down, we'll talk after. Confused, I sat down. So this is the wife who doesn't work and plays around all day, the woman said. Yes, my mother-in-law replied, laughing. You know you're not needed in this house, right? The woman added. I was stunned. What are you talking about? They kept sighing and shaking their heads like I was hopeless. Unnecessary people aren't needed, the woman said again. They asked me weird questions and accused me of being useless. Don't you know your place? Shouldn't I be asking you that? I said quietly. How dare a mother-in-law bring in a stranger to attack me in my own home? Unproductive things, isn't it a waste of time? The nerve of a daughter-in-law, really now. Those words from my mother-in-law stung, but I could feel myself reaching my limit. I didn't know how much worse she could get if she got any angrier. That's when a thought came to me. Oh, isn't it about time Justin comes back from rehab? She glanced at the clock. Is it that time already? Right then, her friend Susan stood up, clearly alarmed. I'll come again soon, okay, she said, grabbing her purse. I'll be waiting. Let's talk again, my mother-in-law replied, acting innocent. They were both fooled. In reality, Justin wouldn't be home for another hour. I had lied, but I didn't regret it. Things had gotten out of hand, and I needed a way out of that uncomfortable scene. When Susan left, I finally asked the question that had been nagging me. By the way, who was that woman? That's Susan, a close friend of mine, she said flatly. She wanted to meet you after hearing about you. It wasn't hard to imagine what kind of things my mother-in-law had said about me. Probably that I was lazy, ungrateful, and a useless wife who just lounged around doing nothing. I almost felt bad for her, spending her time gossiping and plotting. I see, I said calmly. Well, Justin will be back a bit later. I'm going back to work now. I was about to return to my room when she stopped me. Wait, what do you mean? Just as I said, he's not coming back yet. You lied? You tricked me? Why do you act like this? I took a deep breath and decided it was time to say what I'd been holding back for too long. You were the one who started this. You called your friend over because you couldn't handle me on your own. That's not true. I can deal with you just fine. Then go ahead, try it. Let's see how well you manage on your own. I had no intention of backing down anymore. I knew my words would provoke her, and I was ready for the consequences. If you want to apologize, now is the time, she snapped. I have nothing to apologize for. That was it. Her anger boiled over. She picked up a vase from the side table and threw it at me, just like she'd done before with the trash can. But this time, I was ready. I stepped aside, and the vase shattered on the floor. I looked at her with a smirk. Right then, the front door opened. Hello, I'm home, Justin called out. My mother-in-law froze. Why are you back already? It's not time yet. Oh, sorry, Justin said casually. I lied earlier. I was actually on my way home. Why would you do that? She stammered. Isn't it obvious? I said, pointing at the broken vase on the floor. Justin looked confused. What happened? Your mom threw it at me. What? And earlier, a woman claiming to be her friend came over. I told her everything. Justin's face changed, shock, disbelief, then anger. Mom, is that true? Well, so it is true. Why would you do that? I didn't mean to. Watching her get scolded was oddly satisfying. I felt like, finally, someone saw the truth. I've got things to do, I said, walking back to my room. Wait, she called out. But I ignored her. For a few days after that, things were quiet, but one afternoon, Justin came to me with a serious look. Sorry to wake you, can you come here for a moment? Sure, I said, still half asleep. In the living room, my mother-in-law was waiting too. Look at this, Justin said. On the table was a plastic model kit, one of Justin's prized hobbies, completely smashed to pieces. When I came home, it was like this. Do you know anything? No. I don't, I replied truthfully. That model had been kept in my father-in-law's room. I hadn't been in there at all. Someone must have broken it on purpose. Justin looked between us, trying to figure things out. Then my mother-in-law spoke. I found this in the room, she said, holding something shiny in her hand. My heart sank. It was one of my earrings. I instinctively touched my ears. One of them was gone, only the right earring remained. The missing one was in her hand. This is yours, isn't it? She asked, eyes gleaming. Only the left one is missing. I stayed calm. I couldn't let her trap me again. Yes, it's mine, but does that prove I broke anything? Stop making excuses. We have evidence. Justin remained quiet, confused. Then he left the room without a word. My mother-in-law stared at me with cold satisfaction. If Justin believes me, you'll be gone for good, she said softly. If I explain the truth, he'll understand. Will he? She replied smugly. She was right about one thing. No matter how much I tried to explain to Justin later, he didn't believe me. Maybe, he said, looking away. And from behind me, I heard her whisper, see, I told you, you've lost. That night, I barely slept. I threw myself into my work just to escape. Days passed. Justin and I hardly talked, and all the while, my mother-in-law walked around the house with a satisfied smile. You seem down lately, she mocked, troubled. There's no need for you to worry, I said calmly. Please stop. It's too late for that. Acting strong doesn't suit you. That day, she seemed unusually cheerful. It made my stomach turn. I knew something was coming. And I was right. While I was cleaning the room, she came at me out of nowhere. Why are you even in this house? You're like a parasite, living off of us here. What's gotten into you now? I asked. You always talk back, such a noisy daughter-in-law. Then she picked up my bags, opened the window, and tossed everything outside. What are you doing? You're too noisy, always disrespecting me. Can you pick my things up, please? I asked, trying to stay calm. But then, she pulled out a knife. I froze. I couldn't move. It's better if you stay still. Next time, I won't just threaten. That was it. I couldn't live in this house any longer. I'll leave, I said, still trembling. You've made your point. You have a week. Be gone before then. Thank you, I replied, bowing slightly, though my mind was racing. She had no idea. I had already made my plans. That night, after she went to bed, I explained everything to Justin. I see, so it's come to this, he said quietly. Actually, I have something to tell you too. What is it? We'll talk later, okay? 3 days later, I found a new place. The week was almost up. I asked Justin, today's the day, are you ready? Yes, movers will be here soon, he said. My mother-in-law had no clue. When she left the house that morning, I smiled at her and said, make sure everything's clean, okay? An hour later, all our things were gone. When she came home, she was furious. What have you done? Justin's things are missing. We moved out together, I said calmly. No way. Want to ask him? I turned on my phone, put Justin on speaker. She listened in disbelief as Justin confirmed everything. This was my plan, Mom, he said. What's happening? Why would you do this? We know you broke the model kit. Valerie would never do that. It was a gift from her. My mother-in-law was speechless. She realized she had lost everything. But I don't work, if you two leave me. That was your choice, Justin replied. It's time for each of us to live our own lives. We hung up the call. A huge weight lifted from my shoulders. We had once hoped for peace, but now, we had finally found it, by walking away.